Hey y'all, Data Guy here. And today I'm taking a step back maybe from the direct dataverse and delving into kind of the world of backend development. It's just something I've been working on in my free time recently, and I thought I'd make a video on how to get started with Node.js, which is how I've been running a lot of just kind of some basic websites, some basic applications, web applications that I've been working on. And the reason I've been doing so is because it's super easy to get started. I started my not my career, but I started learning code in Java, so I'm kind of native to that understand to using Java, and it just makes it really easy for JavaScript developers to get started. Actually developing a new website, and it doesn't require you to buy anything hosted. You can run this all on your local machine, and that's what I'll be showing you today: is how to get started with Node.js on your local machine. And so to actually get started, first thing you're going to want to do is go to Node download, and then I'm on Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac installer. And I would recommend getting the LTS just because this is more stable. The current has the latest features, but with again great flexibility comes great risk. So I always like to just choose the most stable release to avoid any issues. Now, once you have downloaded your Node package manager, sorry, just Node.js, you will also need to download the Node package manager. So if you just search NPM, what this is basically a kind of, you can think of it like a macro control system for not only managing Node, but all the different packages and modules contained within Node around it. So see, you have GitHub. They are the company behind the NPM registry and the NPM CLI. So with Node Package Manager, you also get a CLI, which is what you'll see me use to actually interact with my Node environment. And this will allow us to bring in things like, an auth system. So there's a package called Axios that allows you to handle JavaScript auth and tokenization. So that's an example of something you would install via NPM. So you can see here, if I search a package, you can see I have different auth tokens, and this is number one, an easy way to search for, say, hey, if you need something for your website, you need a package or you need a particular tool within Node, search through it on this Node Package Manager, and you can see how to install it here. So what I'll do now is actually go over to my local development, and I'll show you how you can use this and get started with Node locally now that you have everything installed. So after you've installed both of them, and they both just have click button package manager, so I won't bore you with that process. But you can just double check your versions and make sure both are installed by just running these two commands. So just show your Node version and your Node package manager version. And then to get started, we'll actually need to create just a new file. It's going to be a JavaScript file. So we are going to create, let's call it first node app.js. And then we're going to save it. And then within this file, we can just run here console log hello world. And then if we save this file, then now we're already in terminal, so we will run node app dot, or sorry, not app.js, but first node app.js. This will run hello world in our console. And so this is just super basic, just showing you, hey, this is how you can print a message to your console. But what you're likely going to want to do is actually step it up a notch and create a actual web page out of it. So here to get started, we're going to set some constants. So I won't go too deep into kind of the syntax here, but constants, you set variables, HTTP equals just the node endpoint, host name. This is where just the host that we're going to be running, which is just my local host, to actually serve the web page, and then port, and I'll show you how this comes together to actually create my local web page. And then what I'll do is create a server. So to create a server, so HTTP, this is basically saying, hey, I'm creating a new node web service on an HTTP endpoint, which I'm defining via this IP address and this port. Then I'm creating a server here. If it's success, it's going to give me a status code of 200. Content type, just plain text for now, and it's going to read hello world here. And then I also am going to add another command that's just going to say, hey, server listening, to make sure I always know when my server is running. So we can switch that here and go there. Awesome. So if we save this file and then run same thing again, you'll see server running at that URL. So if I go over into my browser, And then I can open my web browser here and where is it? Let me show you the URL. So here you can see up top, 12701, 3000. So that's, we're creating that host, and then we are printing hello world on that host. So super simple. You will need to keep the terminal open that your web server is running in. So if we go back into local development to actually close this server down, what we'll do is just Command C, and then that will kill our server, no longer have it hosted. So something to note, so when you're actually running this, in production, you're going to need to use a VM because you're not just going to want to host something off of your local machine. And so that's where, you can figure out actually running the compute and hosting. But I won't get into that today. So we're just going to kind of focus on getting started with Node. So now if we get a bit out of just, the basic scripts, obviously web pages aren't just built off a single script. So what you're going to want to do is actually create a new Node.js project. So here what we can do is run npm init. And what this will do is say, hey, I want to create a new package.json file with any packages that I want to use within this app, within this, obviously very basic application that we're building. So here what we can do is install my packages. So I can say, hey, I want to install Express. And then I want to install chart.js. Yes. And so here you'll need to validate what you're using your version, create a description, entry point, and then test command, test, just kind of filling these out with dummies, but these, so actually what you want to do, so that was installing a new package, so I kind of screwed up there, but if you want to create a new package, you can do that there. We're actually just going to create one default values, and to do that, just run npm init y, and this will create a default package with, you see I have Node video here, and then if I want to install another package, what I can do is install Node Express, install Express, and so here I've just installed a Express, which is just a better server module for more efficient server creation. You can see here within this, it gives me all the different functions I need to do. Call handling, JSON acceptance, way too deep to get into, but just kind of fundamental package for any first Node project. And you can see, hey, here's my packages that I have available within this Node project. So if I want to install, let's say, another package, I can npm install chart.js. And what this will give me is just a better chart visualization tool, so I can create some pretty visualizations to show you within this demo. And this is also great if you want to just create a lightweight reporting dashboard. You can use, maybe you don't want to use Streamlit, maybe you want to have this permanently hosted. Where here you can actually create visualizations and service them within Node, which is super cool. Now, because we installed Express, we're also going to need to create a basic server. So most Node applications are kind of made up of two different components. You have your backend server and your front end kind of Node handler. So backend would handle, hey, taking data submitted in a form and load it into my backend database. So here, this is obviously a very simple example where I'm just going to create a server.js and then add some code to create a very basic Express server. So here you can see just Express, importing that package, creating an Express application. So Express has the concept of applications. And I'll give you 3 guesses what that means. And so here it's going to get my file from my local selection, which I'm going to show you in a second. I'm just going to create an HTML file that is going to create a nice pretty graph for us. So here, if I go create that file, call it index.html, and then copy and paste. You can see here just some background colors on the very beautiful graph I'm going to make. Save both these files to make sure that they are saved. And then if we go back into terminal and we run node server.js, this should create a lovely little pretty graph page. And there you have it. It actually did. So you can see here, let me actually zoom out a bit. Zoom in. Interesting. Okay. So here you can see I have my red, blue, yellow, green, purple, orange graphs, which red represents number of votes. Who knows what the other represent? And just kind of want to show you a simple example of what you can extend Node to do, different packages you can install. It really is a very flexible tool, and most modern applications are built using Node. So if you're interested in getting into, building your own web applications, just building applications of any kind, or, creating a web page, even a basic one, check out Node. It's super easy to get started, super lightweight, and there's a lot of like templates and people online that can help you with it. If y'all like this video, let me know in the comments. I'll make more videos on this topic. If you didn't, let me know by not liking it and dropping some hate in the comments, and I won't make any more videos on this type of stuff. So above all else, though, hope you have a good rest of your day. Data Guy out. Peace.